are you? I'm quickly going to do this lesson with you. It's going to go quick. I just want to quickly show you the boys. They are busy working very hard. And you know, Mrs. Sharp, they've got lots of colouring in to do. Hey, guys. Okay, so while they're busy with that, I'm quickly going to explain the lesson to you. Okay, so we're still busy with solids, liquids, and gases. Like I explained to you, I'd just like reminding everybody that we have to revise it. We have to go through it, but we're actually going to not start with solids, liquids, and gases, but I feel you know your work quite well. Children at school do, and I trust that you guys at home do. So the next lesson we're actually going to now just be doing the states. Oh my gosh. Change of states. There we go. So that's going to be the next lesson, and then we can move on from there. Okay, so this lesson was just a PowerPoint that I did in class, so I'm showing it to you. Sorry, I can see some of the wording is being cut off, but I'm going to read it to you. It says, everything around us is made up of matter. All solids, liquids, and gases in the universe are matter. And matter takes up space, and it has mass, which means that we can weigh matter. When you use one kind of matter to make something such as a wooden or plastic chair, we say that that material is made out of wood or plastic. Then it said that materials are all around us. Some materials are solids, some are liquids, and some are gases. And a material will always be one of these three things. What I said to the children was that water, for example, can be all three. So we know that water is a liquid, and we know that water can be frozen into ice, and we know that which is a solid, and water can evaporate into water vapor. Okay, so a material can be one of these three things, or all three things at different stages, not at the same time. Okay, so what exactly is solids, liquids, and gases? Now, you've got three definitions over here, 1, 2, and 3. And in the worksheet that you're going to do, you're actually going to write down that meaning next to the right answer. So you're going to have, you'll see it says 1.1 solid, 1.2 liquid, 1.3 gas. I'm not sure if it's in that order. And you're just going to fill one of these meanings next to it. So we've got matter that keeps its shape. Number 2, matter that flows and takes the shape of the container that it's poured into. And then we've got matter that takes up all available space. So if I do the first one with you, matter that keeps its shape will obviously be a solid. Okay, so then you're going to fill that answer next to solid. Okay, and then in the next activity, I'm actually showing you the answers here, so you can go back and look to fill in the correct answers in your worksheet, but there are answers missing in your worksheet, but yeah, they all are. So I did have this up on the board for the children in the class, so you can also just go back and check these answers. But what we're doing here is we're actually comparing the three states of matter. So if you look at the first row, it says solids has a definite shape. We know that it can't change its shape. Liquids have no definite shape. We also know that liquids take on the shape of the container that it's poured into. That's why it doesn't have its own shape. And a gas also has no definite shape. It also takes the shape of the container that you put it into. For example, a balloon, if you blow up a balloon, it will take the shape of that balloon. Then in the second row, it takes up a definite space. Solid takes up a definite space. So we know that that's true. Solids take up space. And liquids also take up space. If you have your glass and you put liquid into the glass, it's filling up that space. And gas does the same. If you breathe in, you can see your chest moving because your lungs are filling up because gas takes up space. It says solids cannot flow because it's hard. Liquids can flow. And you also speak about gases that can flow. We speak about the flow either being a strong or a weak flow, but gases flow. We just don't see it like we do a liquid. But we also speak about gases, and we say that a gas can spread. Okay. And then here we've just got pictures of examples of solids, liquids, and gases. We've got big boulders, which are solids. Milk and orange juice are liquids. And then these balloons are filled with some helium gas. Okay, so in your worksheet, like I said, there's going to be spaces left open. You just need to fill in the correct answers. Okay, then it says look at the pictures of the different substances below and decide if they are solids, liquids, or gases. So this is also quite easy. The glass of water, the water is a liquid. The blocks of ice, it's also a liquid. even though it's not a liquid, listen to me, it's a solid, even though we can see the liquid, and because it's busy melting, if I speak about a block of ice, then you know that it is a solid. There we have a kettle, and it's pointing at the gas that's leaving the kettle. What I explained to the grade 4 in the class was that when you can see steam coming out of a kettle, what you're actually looking at is little droplets of water. Okay, so it's the same as looking up at the sky, and if you see clouds in the sky, clouds are little droplets of water that's actually hanging in the sky. So when you can see it, it's actually in a liquid state because it's little drops of water. Okay, so the steam coming out of the kettle, when we see it, it's little drops of water, but it's actually the gas that's left the kettle, and as soon as it touches the cold air around it, it changes back into a liquid, okay? But this picture is definitely trying to show us a gas. But just remember that steam is not a gas. The droplets that you see is liquid. There we have an ice lolly, which is a solid. We have a rock, which is a solid. And this picture, the volcano, it's actually wanting you to identify what the lava is. And lava is a liquid. And then we have golden bars, which is solid. And we have the wind blowing, and the wind is a gas. Okay, so your worksheet is going to look like this. All you have to do is you have to tick the correct answer. Okay, so the glass of water, what is it? And you're just going to make a tick next to it under solid. Your worksheet is missing lava from volcano, gold bars, and wind. So if you could please just write that in for me underneath the table. Just write there lava, and then next to it you can write the word solid, gold bars, solid, wind, gas. Okay. And then grade 4s, I've got this YouTube video that I can't play it for you now, but I'm going to add it onto the Google Classroom. And you'll see it's just a quick little video where the little girl's actually explaining what a solid, liquid, and gas is. But the most important thing from that video is that I want you to look at how she explains what a solid, liquid, and gas looks like under a microscope. So when you look at matter under a microscope, you see lots of little particles. So if you see it now as little balls, you'll see in the video she has it as little balls or bubbles. The kids today spoke about bubbles. A solid, you'll see in the video, the bubbles are packed, or the particles are packed very tightly together. Very, very tight. There's no room for those particles to move. And that's why a solid does not change its shape, because the particles, and also why solids are hard, because the particles are packed so tightly together. A liquid shows that the particles are a little bit further apart, but that they can move around. And that's why a liquid can flow, okay, and move and change its shape. And then we have a gas, and you'll see the gas, the particles are even further apart. They're very far apart, and those particles can move very quickly, and they've got lots of space to move around. Okay, so you'll also see that in the worksheet, by question number 4, I ask you to draw the particles for me, to draw the particles of a solid, a liquid, and a gas. And then you just have to do it as you see it in the video. Solids will be tightly packed like little soldiers, no room for movement. Liquids will be a little bit further apart, and the gas will be the furthest apart. Okay, so yes, grade 4s, that's all I have for you this week. I did explain it in the message that I typed, but I can only send you videos once I've done the work with the boys and the girls. Now the boys come on one day and the girls come the next day. So what sometimes also happens is that the boys and the girls maybe don't finish their work in that lesson, and then we have to carry it over to the next lesson. But as much as possible, I'm going to keep updating you. Please don't do this weekend. You rest this weekend. Have a good weekend, and you can do this again on Monday or Tuesday, which is fine, because then I'll probably be updating with your next lesson on Monday and Tuesday. Probably Monday, maybe Tuesday. Okay, so keep a lookout for the videos. I can't give you set days of when I will be posting videos, but yeah, there will be a little bit of gaps and space in between your lessons. Okay, but yes, please do this next week. Don't do it this weekend. Have a good and happy weekend. Okay, love you and miss you. Guys, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
They were really, really good. They were really good. I was worried. I said to them, boys, you're not allowed to make noise now while I'm busy talking to the children at home. But it's because they've got too much colouring and work to do, hey? You guys must colour in at home too. Make your books beautiful and bright. Bye, guys.